If you're planning on designing your own trading cards, this video is for you. I'll walk you through some essential design tips, like where to crop and position your photos, where to place your artwork, what types of fonts work best, and a bunch of other useful tips and tricks to help take your cards to the next level. To help with this, I'm going to analyse a range of sports cards from the big names in the trading card world, across different sports, different decades, and different card manufacturers. I'll break down what I see in each design and share insights that can help you create trading cards that your players will love. The first thing I decide is, am I going to use the players' photos in full length or half height? Full length has a more interesting body positions for variety, as you can see on the top row. Half height fills out more width of the card, and you can see more of the player's face, but they can be a little bit generic across the set. When looking at photos, the next decision is, do I keep the background or do I remove the background? In my opinion, keeping the background gives more context to the moment and tells a better story overall. But cards where the background has been removed presents a little bit more as a high-end card. If removing the player from the background, don't let the background option you choose distract from the player. Remember, the photo is the hero of the card, not the artwork. Avoid the same colour background as the player's jersey or uniform. Some sort of contrast works better, or a lighter colour or pattern. The two cards on the right have the original photo in the background, but these have been lightened and blurred slightly to create these effects. Depending on how you intend to use the player, as in full height or half height, as to where to position your artwork, left, right, both bottom and top, or bottom only. Artwork doesn't need to be complicated. There are many ways to display a name and team. Sometimes a font on a plain coloured background is simple, but it works. Add a colour block, a nameplate, or incorporate the area for the name with the overall design of the card, as you can see in the top right hand corner with the Australian NBL card. That design is actually one of my favourites. The next item to look at is what sort of font do I need to use, and there are hundreds if not thousands of suitable fonts for trading cards, but here's a few things to keep in mind. Depending on the position of the card and the area you have left for the name as to what style of font you should use. If the name is going horizontally across the card, a more upright font is a good choice. If you plan to have the name vertically, you can use a font where each letter is a little bit wider. Just make sure the colour of the font and the background behind it make it easy to read, unlike the card in the bottom right hand corner. On many cards, the logo is positioned in one of the top corners, but it can be incorporated into the name section in different ways, as you can see on these examples, particularly across the bottom. The better the quality of photos I have to use, the less artwork I would add. Let the photo tell the story. The bigger companies who create the cards in this video have the luxury of creating a design first and then finding a suitable photo to fit from the thousands of photos taken at games. The 4 cards in this slide all came from one packet of early 90s basketball cards I purchased a couple of years ago. Probably couldn't get more contrasting styles and use of photo across one group of cards. The 2 in the middle work quite well, but I think the second one in from the left, Michael Cooper, is probably my preferred. The card on the left, the body shape is not really suitable for the trading card design, and the card on the right is far too zoomed in. But the second card and the third card are great examples of full height and half height, which I've already mentioned. I do like the funky retro backgrounds though. One thing all good cards have is a 3mm margin around the 4 edges of the card. It allows the logos, text, and top of the player's heads room to breathe in the design. The cards on this slide each have a hidden element that helps the name or players stand out from the background. Card 1 has an opaque gradients behind the lettering. You can see the background behind the player is a little bit darker on the left than it is on the right. Card 2, there's an outer glow behind the name at the bottom. So it's just a very subtle little shadow that just helps lift those letters off the background. Player 3 has a drop shadow on both sides from his chest to his back. Just a little bit of a darkness there that helps lift that pink jersey from the pink background. And the last card on the right, there's a shadow down the right hand side, but not on the left hand side of the player, which I'm assuming is a drop shadow. Always try and keep the design simple, unlike these examples. The one on the left is probably the worst trading card I've ever seen, and certainly the worst one in my collection. The middle card is too busy, and the one on the right hand side, the logo at the top and the artwork at the bottom, doesn't leave a lot of room for the player. Throw in the fact that the player's jersey and the background colour are the same. It's not a great card design. Avoid odd designs. I liked this one when it first came out, but after collecting a few packets I started to realise that the left to right angle on this design needed a player photo and a left to right profile to match. So there you go. Hopefully there are some tips and ideas to help you with your next trading card design. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below or send me an email through the website cardguys.com.au.